Got a bonus edition for USC fans. It's game day today, tonight. USC, Michigan State, Trojans, Spartans, MVP3 and I. We're here. We're going to tell you who's going to win. Well, we're going to tell you why USC is going to win the game. We've got keys on offense, keys on defense, and we're going to give you our score prediction at the end of the show.
You are Locked On USC, your daily podcast on the USC Trojans, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Fight on, everyone. I'm your host, Mark Culkin, and MVP3 is here for this bonus edition prediction show. Thank you. Thank you for making Locked On USC part of the Locked On Network, your first listen every day, even on game day, whether you're watching the show on YouTube or listening wherever you want to download your podcast. This show is always free. The show always appreciates your support. And this episode is brought to you by Mazda. Check this out, folks. You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there, choose your people. You can choose to go for it, like really go for it. Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those that choose to do more than simply move. Mazda, move and be moved. All right, Marvin, it's game day. You're going to be up a little bit later. You got to wait for this kickoff to start till 11 p.m. where you are. It's 8 p.m. out here on the West Coast. With that said, you're back on here. You're bringing your infinite football wisdom. You're like one of those Trojan football gods that was watching the Trojan Spartan war up in the clouds.
Right.
Remember the battle for Helen of Troy?
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
yeah.
If we could rewrite history, all right, USC is going to beat the Trojans are going to beat the Spartans on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pick one key on offense. I'm going to go first, and you can tell me what your key is. Mm-hmm. And then in the second segment, we're going to do the same thing on the defense. Third segment, we're going to give our predictions for the final score, as well as a couple of other little things. So here's my big reason why USC's offense is going to be too much for Michigan State. The Spartans, their pass rush, it's been like really this year so far. It hasn't been really good. They don't create a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. And USC's offensive line, they've been really good. They've kept Jaden Mayava's jersey clean. I'm not sure it's been in laundry yet, to be honest with you.
Right.
And even though there is some speculation that Jacoby Lane might not be available, might not be full throttle, USC still has too many weapons. Mm-hmm. So if the Spartans cannot generate any type of pass pressure, I think James is going to have a field day out there surveying the field. He still has Mekhi Lemon, Lake McCree at tight end, Walker Lyons at tight end, Tanuk Hines, who can now jump out of the building. Mm-hmm. And combine that with a strong running game, that's still going to be enough to keep Michigan State's defense off balance. What say you? What is your key?
Yeah, listen, I think we need to start the game the way we finished it last week, running the ball. And I mean that. To your point, I think, we have more athletes, bigger athletes, better depth. Their defense has some injuries, and they've already had some issues. We need to come out to just running the ball, period. And if Jacoby's not playing in the game, to that point, we need to run the ball without question. I think that's where we start the separation. That's where we can really impose our will. That's where we can really open things up. Running the ball and just coming out there attacking at the line of scrimmage is going to be the key to everything and how we can get everything started offensively.
Yeah, I mean, and if Michigan State wants to focus on stopping the run, that's fine. I mean, that's usually what teams want to do. Mm-hmm. But again, I think USC has way too many weapons in their arsenal for Michigan State to defend. And that's, people like to pick on USC's cornerbacks right now. They're not, they're not top echelon, top line, how everybody would like to see them. I just don't know if Michigan State's got the athleticism in their back half to keep up with USC.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, you got to think, when Lincoln Riley comes out there with that 11 personnel, that one tight end and that one running back, we're really in four wides,
right?
We're really in four wides and a power four wides, because he'll come out there and we'll run out of 11 personnel. But when you have three receivers and you have that tight end, and that tight end's been what he's been in our offense the last couple of weeks, I mean, you're asking a defense to essentially defend a power running back in Waymon Jordan and a good Big Ten offensive line with 4 receivers, with 4 scary, athletic, crazy receivers. And that's just in our first down package, 11 personnel. So they have a lot. They have a lot to deal with. Michigan State's defense, a lot to defend, a lot of field to defend, a lot of athletes to defend. It's going to be a tough. I respect them. I do think that they're a little bit better than Purdue, but it's gonna be tough on their defense, I think.
And to your point about starting the game the way they ended the game, I'm with you, man. I was literally sitting there pinching myself. Lincoln Riley's like calling run play after run play. 7 straight run plays in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
5 or 6 minutes of chewing up the clock. When you're keeping the other team's offense off the field, they can't score. And as long as USC is putting up points, I kind of like when they go old school 4 yards in a cloud of dust, even though Waymo was picking up 10 yards a clip every time he touched the ball in the fourth quarter. They just wore them down. And I think if you can do that on the road, you sure as hell better do that at home, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I expect to. I'd be shocked if we came out there throwing the ball out the gate. I think this is a game where you're going to see our outstanding running back room emphasized again, and you're going to see literally 3 and 4 running backs out here making plays.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. We'll give our totals at the end. In the third segment on what the run game will do, with the passing game and all that, but. I think we're in agreement for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, coming up, defense, the key. That's next. The weather's cooling down. The days are getting shorter, and that has me wanting to make my home feel a little cozier. And when it comes to cozifying your space at your home, Wayfair is the place to go. Wayfair has everything you need to set the mood for the season, whether it's comfy recliners, warm beddings, autumn decor, or even an espresso machine so you can make your favorite latte at home. What I love most is the variety that Wayfair offers. Wayfair has options for every style and budget, so you don't have to compromise. And the delivery was fast, free, and hassle-free, which is even better, which makes a huge difference when you're refreshing your home. Cozify your space with Wayfair's curated collection of easy, affordable updates, from comfy recliners to cozy beddings and autumn decor. You'll find it all for way less at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, Marvin, you get to go first this time. What is the key on defense for USC to say Michigan St Spartans? You got no chance. Keep Achilles at home.
Yeah. So right now we're leading the nation in sacks, I believe. We need to maintain that energy going into this game, especially against this athletic quarterback.
Yep.
This kid who apparently can spin it, throw it deep, and super athletic. We've struggled with athletic quarterbacks in the past. Not trying to bring up old stuff, but it is what it is.
You're right.
Yeah. But no, we need Anthony Lucas and these guys, Shelby, come off the edge. We need these DBs blitzing off the edge. We need Danton Linton to really put pressure on this quarterback and just continue to be what we've been. Quarterback's worst nightmare on defense. We need to maintain that kind of energy because this kid is loose. This kid is good. This kid is athletic. Listen. A couple of penalties, a couple turnovers, a couple of plays by a quarterback. Now we're in a ball game, and we should not be in a ball game. No. So biggest key for me, pressure on that quarterback, pressure in that backfield period, up the middle and on the outside.
It's funny you brought that up because that was my key. And you said historically, even when Pete Carroll was coaching, I don't know what the issue is, but USC always has the right type of athletes, the right type of players you want on the line.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they get super aggressive. They don't hold that contain. And you get a quarterback who has the ability to throw the ball, but also get outside the pocket.
Yeah.
Look, we all remember his name. We only use the initials now. It's VY.
Don't say it. I was there. Were you there? I was there.
Yes. I was the last person out of the stadium. I'll just tell you that. That's how despondent I was.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. USC always has trouble containing the edge against athletic quarterbacks. And Jonathan Smith, Michigan State's head coach, he knows how to dial things up. He will take whatever he has in the pantry and he'll cook something up and he'll make it taste good.
Right.
He doesn't always have the best recruiting class, but he finds guys who fit his system. I mean, you go back to those Oregon State teams like Jacquizz Rodgers,
right,
who just destroyed USC. And even when USC won the games against the Beavers, it was always a tough competition. It was always a hard game to play.
Absolutely.
So,
he's good. He's good.
So since you brought that up, I will say the other thing is, and I kind of touched on it a little bit for a second. USC's cornerbacks, they need to, and Coach Riley talked, and Coach Lynn talked about this after practice. It's just a matter of spatial awareness, I think.
Right.
Especially if you're a freshman, you don't want to get beat deep. So even though maybe that cushion shouldn't be 8 yards, maybe it should only be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You still feel more comfortable 7-8 yards off the ball.
Yeah, and we discussed that in our last episode, you and I, just the difference in playing off and on, playing man. And I felt, they're timing it wrong. They're playing off when they should be playing on, and they're playing on when they should be playing off. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, what's going to help these DBs is that pass rush, without question. So, again, when you ask me what's the key to this game defensively, the pass rush, without question. Now, they have a running back. They got a guy who's been running, who's
Kai Frazier.
Is he out the game? Is he playing this week?
Earlier this entire week, from what I understand, he's been in a walking boot. That doesn't mean he's not playing.
It's tricky. Yeah, that's a little casual Soche. You don't know what to think. He's in a walking boot today. He'll be running a 40 and a 4.1 tomorrow.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what you're talking about with the defensive line and they just have to understand, you know what? You don't have to cover for 4.5 seconds.
Right.
With that internal clock knowing that, hey, that guy's got maybe 2 seconds. He's got 2 Mississippis to get rid of the ball.
Yeah. And if Danton feels that we do have a coverage issue, I'm not at the point yet where I think we have an issue. I think we've offensive have made plays on us. We've been out of position on some plays. That's just the game. You play 80 plays on defense, they're not going to all be perfect. You want them to be, but if we do have an issue in coverage, in the addition of guys going down, getting hurt, then you're going to see a lot more blitzing, a lot more pressure, because we're going to have to find a way to hide coverage issues or lack of body issues in the back there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this game goes,
No, and you just raised another great point. Chasen Johnson, who was supposed to be one of their guys, he's out for the year.
Right.
So now all of a sudden that rotation, the room got, the room was.
We lost profit, right? We lost profit for the year. Now, Chasen's hurt. We just got back 2024. I forget his name, but right. So. Listen, but we said we had depth. Going into the season, we felt we had depth. We felt we had some guys. All right, so now it's time to show and prove. But if we're having issues in the back end, expect a lot more pressures, a lot more blitzes, and Danton just trying to hide that on the back end. But we'll see. We'll see.
They've already made a big adjustment because they're still trying to get that nickel position figured out because, again, they were counting on Alex Graham, Crawford Brown. Both of them. I don't know if Alex is going to be available for this game, and I don't think he is. He's still a true freshman, but they've taken Kamari Ramsey now. They've moved him up. He's covering, maybe the tight end or running back or somebody out of the slot, and you have Christian Pierce and Bishop Fitzgerald playing your safeties. So when you start stealing from Peter to pay Paul a little bit, same thing's going to happen now with the cornerbacks. I think that rotation is going to shrink. Mm-hmm. Last week it was DeCarlos Nicholson and mostly Marcellus Williams. We'll see, can Braylon Conley get back into rotation. You got to be able to play 4 cornerbacks every game.
Yeah. Listen, this is opportunity. You go into camp, you see these depth charts, right? And it could be discouraging if you're an athlete, and you see this thing 3 and 4 players deep, 4 or 5 players deep. But what you're telling these kids is, listen, injuries happen. Things happen, but we lose bodies get banged up. Life happens, So this is all opportunity for these kids, for these young guys, man. And I want to see who steps out of this. We're still early in the season. We're still in the first quarter of the season,
I know.
Yeah, it's still way early in the season. So I'm excited to see, who rises from the depths. I'm excited to see, who steps up. I think this Michigan State team, again, is probably the best team we've played so far. It's been a little bit more difficult every week. So I'm excited. We'll get into the score at the end, but I have high expectations about what we should do against this team from our offense, from our defense, and from special teams.
Yeah, and look, bottom line, USC already has a huge advantage. They're at home. They're used to playing, Pac-12 after dark type of games. This game's starting at 8 p.m. You have to think, even though Michigan State came out to the West Coast early, once you get into the third quarter, it's 10 o'clock, 10:30 p.m., and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, it's 1:30 back home. The mind starts playing on you a little bit. I think you lose a little bit of your get up and go juice. And I think Michigan State eventually is going to wear down as this game goes, especially if USC's offense is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So
yeah,
we'll find out together
we'll
on Saturday. Yeah. All right, here we go. One more segment. We're going to give our final score predictions and some other predictions. Oh, here we go. All right. So this episode is brought to you by Square, your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. There are certain businesses that really make the neighborhood feel like home. Whether it's the local sports bar packed on game days, the coffee shops that knows your order by heart, or the corner deli that's been serving your community for decades. These are the places that bring people together. When the neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. So what does supporting a community look like? It's spending money there that doesn't just support the business, it also supports the people behind it and the community around it. And here's a few places on Square that are close to USC. If you hang out at the Village, check out Dulce. I'm not sure if these are in the Village, but you got Courage Bagels, you got Tacos LA 26. Square is a proud business partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. So you can go to square.com/go/LockedOnCollege to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. All right, Marvin, it's go time. USC's kicking off shortly. I don't know when everybody's watching this show on Saturday, but at some point later today, USC is kicking off against USC, and I know how the real Trojan Spartan war ended. This one's not going to end that way. There's not going to be any special surprise gift hanging out in front of the gate waiting to take over. That ain't happening this time. So here's my score prediction. I've got USC 40, Michigan State 20. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm 48-13.
All right. You're going big. I like that. You got more confidence than I do right now.
I do. Listen, I do, Mark. I've been paying attention throughout the offseason and the spring, and I'm just looking at each position group and really just trying to understand each player and where we're at. And I feel and listen, so far this season, so good. That's how I look at our first 3 games. So far, so good. All right. We've done the things that we should be doing. We have areas to clean up, but that's just normal. But so far, so good. And I expect to win this game and win it handily. I do. So
if I was to tell you that Michigan State's quarterback, Aiden Childs, was 51 for 81, 71% completion percentage, 656 yards through 3 games, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception, none of that scares you?
Scares me? No. Again, I expect him to make plays. I do. I expect him to go out because he's a playmaker. He's going to make plays. That's what he does. Yes. When he makes his plays, USC Nation, don't freak out. It's okay. Look at the technicality of the game, how this thing is going. I don't think he has a supporting cast around him to help him on a consistent basis the way he would need for him to be able to maximize what he really brings to the table. I just don't think he has it, especially if his number 1 running back is walking around in a boot. Okay, that's not good.
The number 1 wide receiver isn't 100% either, which is Nick Marsh.
Exactly. So when you look at some of the issues that they do have, and you look at these injuries, and you look at who they're going against, they're going to have issues. They are. They're going to make plays. They're going to make plays. They're a good team. They're the best team we've played. But as a whole, our defense will suffocate them. If you look at our first 3 games, and I went back and looked at them, I mean, it's really remarkable how we collapsed the pocket in each game. Consistently. We brutalized this boy at Purdue. We really did. I mean, I'm surprised he's still not on the gurney right now. So if our defensive line continues to get that push and we're continuing to get that outside blitz, this kid's going to have a tough time, especially if his top receiver and running back are hurt. He doesn't have the support around him.
Absolutely. And we didn't even mention the fact, and we might have mentioned earlier in the week, that one of their starting interior offensive linemen, he's out for the year too.
Exactly.
So if they can't get their running game going and USC's D line pins their ears back and it makes life difficult for Aiden Childs, you're probably right. I mean, it is what it is. USC's defensive line, they're just doing.
We are who we are, Mark. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to believe. This ain't last year. This ain't 2000 and this. This is Lincoln Riley year 4, and you're seeing everything add up and show up the way it should. It's better. It's gotten better each year in many ways. It has. Something's gotten better. Our culture is better. Our team is better. Our players are better. We look better.
I'll tell you this: USC wins this game and they leave Champaign, Illinois with a victory. You're not going to be able to shut me down. I will go full homer for the entire year because USC will check off all the boxes I was concerned about going into the season.
Mark, don't call yourself a homer just because you could be objective and you believe in this squad. Okay?
Now, when I say homer, I mean Mark loses part of his journalistic integrity where he tries to down the middle, and he's just like, "Hey, USC fan here, fight on, beat us."
Yeah,
you see me what I was doing inside the radio room with Pete and Sean Cody. I didn't get to say anything, but you saw my emotion when things were going on. I can't do that in the press box. I got to sit there like this.
That's tough.
It's tough, right? When you're a fan, that's tough.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. When you love it, it's tough.
All right. To your point, I've got USC's defensive line. They're going to get 4 sacks, and I think the defense is going to create true turnovers. I got Jaden Mayava throwing for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks for the 4th game in a row. And the running game, they're going to get 150 plus. Am I in the ballpark, or should I adjust?
I like all those numbers. No, I like all those numbers. The unfortunate reality is this: we're watching a new improved, a whole new Jaden Mayava. This is the Lincoln Riley effect. This is what it looks like. Okay, this is what quarterback whispering, quarterback training, quarterback evolving. This is what it looks like. With all that said, he's going to throw a pick. At some point, it's going to happen. People, don't lose your mind.
I didn't jinx it. It was this guy. Just letting you know.
Listen, he's putting up numbers, and I'm hearing him already added to certain lists and future lists, and they're looking at trophies for him and stuff like that. Even with all that, he's throwing the ball a lot. It's happening. Balls get tipped. It almost happened in the last game a couple of times, right? With all that said, he's still a different quarterback out there. He looks smooth, man. He looks smooth and confident.
That's the word, confident. Confident is the best. You're right. As long as it's not a pick 6, I'm okay. And you know what? It might be the best thing for him, especially if USC has a big lead. It's a little bit of a humbling thing. Hey, remember, stay in neutral, work on your decision making. Don't roll right and throw back, across the field to the left. That usually doesn't work out well for quarterbacks. And I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Going back across the grain, bad things happen.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Yeah. But I liked all the numbers that you kicked out in regards to the sacks, the turnovers, Mayava. That's all it really looks like, I think, for this game.
Okay. Folks, that's it. That's our prediction show. But Marvin and I, we are going to be back after the game. We're going to give our post-game instant reaction. You guys will watch that on Sunday, Monday. But we got a lot of stuff coming up. So MVP3, he will be back again really soon. Until then, everyone, you know what to do.